Okay, so this last little section is really giving you 3 different ways to do a power analysis using the 4-dimensional framework. For the journal, this is the journal exercise, which is to watch a movie, possibly a movie that you've already seen, but you can't do this exercise remembering the movie. You're going to have to watch it again. So promise me that you'll watch it again. um, and this is about exploring the power relations that you see in the movie. What's going on in this movie in terms of power? And you can present it in any way you like, but it should definitely have images or clips from the movie, especially because I may not have seen the movie, so you need to put it into context for me, but also because it looks more fun. And so I suggest what I would do is watch the whole movie, jot down a few scenes as you're watching the movie, that a few of the themes, power themes that are coming through the movie, and then go back and rewatch maybe 4 or 5 particular scenes, and then discuss the characters and the dimensions of power and what's going on with power in that scene. And they're just suggestions of what you can talk about. But if you do it scene by scene, that is a really good way not to get bogged down in it. And in class, what we will do is watch this extract from the Hunger Games, which is the scene of the reaping, and we would brainstorm the different forms of power. And if you do choose to watch this extract, there's all sorts of power that you can discuss in this here. So I don't know if you've seen the Hunger Games, but there are many other scenes in there that you could pick out. But it doesn't have to be a movie. It can be a documentary. It can be a TV show. And it doesn't have to be dramatic and violent. It can be The Office, or whatever it is that you want to watch. You will find power. Okay. There's another way to do it, and that is to look at stakeholders. So again, when we talked about the Duke and Goge, who were the stakeholders? So you had Rio Tinto, you've got the WA government, you've got the local Aboriginal community, which was, of course, split, and you've got the public, you've got the lawyers, whatever it is, probably, and you've got culture, enduring culture. So maybe pick about 5 stakeholders and analyze what power resources that they have available. And you could use a kind of a map like this. What are their needs? What are their arguments? What are their resources of power? How have they exercised power, or how could they exercise power? Was that considered legitimate or illegitimate? And what were the outcomes? So there's way too many stakeholders there, but just examples. So you can do it by stakeholder. Another way that you can do it, which this is a bit of a advanced and a bit more information on how to use the table before, and this is just to remind us what are the 4 dimensions. So you could do an analysis thinking, here's all the dimension 1 and here's all the dimension 2 power that I saw in the thing. But I find that turns out much more difficult, because as the examples that I've come up with throughout these lectures, they cross over the dimensions quite a lot. So it's really hard to classify things, and people who do it that way tend to get much more of a surface analysis. So I really think for the movie, it's best to go with the scene by scene, or you could do character by character. that's it for me for this week.